Shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone as GMS. Peace and blessing to the Akim and a few Akwath across the four winds. This is your brother Batamayim from Great Millstone, Houston, coming to you with a quick lesson. I saw this article on RT, U.S. to develop nuclear weapon 24 times more powerful than Hiroshima bomb. So we're in the time of war, you know. If you don't know that by now, but we're living in a time of war, you know. And then with that being said, that's how we know that our salvation is near. Once World War III pops off, you know, you have the microcharagma, that grain of rice that's going to be inserted underneath your skin to buy or sell. You know, once that's pushed to mandatory status for those across the four winds, across the whole world to take it, that's how we know we're going to be even more closer. But just a few prophecies that have to play out, you know, the microcharagma, World War III, and in the midst of World War III, Yahweh Shah is going to come. Yahweh, who's the Most High, whom the world ignorantly calls God, he's going to send his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yahweh's name means he is. He is what? He's the Father of Spirit. He's the Ancient of Days. You know, he to be. Then you have Yahweh Shah, which is his salvation. He's our Redeemer. You know, he's our Savior. But I wanted to bring out a few precepts, just going into a little bit of this article. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the second woe, which is World War II, you know, woe means death, destruction, mourning, and sorrow. But the third woe cometh quickly. World War III is approaching. You know, it's here, actually. You know, I don't even want to say it's approaching us, but World War III is here. We're in the beginning stages before it escalates. But you have these nuclear missiles, but Babylon the Great, which is America, they're not the only ones who have thermonuclear missiles. Joel chapter 3, I'm going to start at 2 and then kind of jump down. Joel 3 and 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat is Yahweh's judgment, you know, Yahweh's place of judgment, Yahweh Shabbat, which is the so-called Middle East, and will plead with them there for my people. And when you go into plead, it's not begging and pleading. That means to judge. That's the place that he's going to judge. You know, for my people and for my heritage, Israel. So he's pleading. He's going to judge on behalf of Israel, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So we've been scattered all across the four winds. And then I want to jump down to 3 and 9 and 10. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. So we're letting everybody know, hey, you got to be prepared for war. Prepare your mind for war. We're living in the last days of the last days. You know, we're in the midst of war. So be prepared. You better be prepared to call upon the names Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So you're going to put down your farming gear and, you know, transform those into, you know, battle weapons. And then you have these other nations that have ICBM nuclear capability too. You know, Russia being the main big dog. And then you also have China, another big dog. Then you have Iran as another big dog. You know, they're all becoming teammates, you know. So once all of those start supplying these other weaker nations like North Korea, you know, North Korea already have that zeal to get rid of America, you know, which is Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Salakia, brothers and sisters. The virgin daughter of Babylon, you know, which is America. You know, this place hasn't been touched, but it will be touched by thermonuclear missiles. It's going to be evaporated, you know. This place is going to be laid waste. It's going to be desolate. Nothing's going to live here anymore but sand and desert creatures. You know, so that would be, you know, some of the weaker nations like North Korea, and there's a few others. But speaking of Russia, Ezekiel chapter 38, I'm gonna start at the first verse. The heading say prophecy about Gog and future invasion of Israel. So Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against it. So this is a cut to you niggas talking about you can't prophesy against Esau, Edom. Well, this is talking about who's in that land today, which is the Russians, and they're Edomites. You know, originally, you know, that land was for the Japhetic people, but hey, right now, the prophecies, which is these mysteries of these holy scriptures, is talking about whom? It's talking about Russia. Or as the brothers, I like the brothers in Miami, Mother Russia. But yeah, it's talking about Russia. Ezekiel 38 and 3. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Whoever the Lord is against, we're against. You know, we're on the side of the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That's our power. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're rolling with. So the Lord is against the Russians. The Lord is against the Edomites. He said, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. It's not just talking about one tribe of the nation of Edom. You know, you Hebrew Edomites. Because you do come from Shem also, but you're still an Edomite. You're not an Israelite. You're not Hebrew Israelites. Ezekiel 38 and 4. And this is pretty much the main point that I wanted to kind of get into. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So when you put, you know, I say, what's that, the bridle, you know, once you put that into the mouth or the jaws of a horse, you can control him with you know, whichever way you want him to go. So that's what the Lord doing. As a matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart, or the king's mind, is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So, like I was going into, whichever way the Lord wants this thing to move or to sway, you know, we on Yahweh by Shem Yahushua's timing. We move when he moves, you know, we move when he tells us to move, you know. In Job 33, 14 through about 16, when we fall asleep, the angels of the Lord, they program us of what we're going to do. So the hearts of the kings are in the hands of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. So when he says it's time for war, it's time for war. As a matter of fact, let me get this other precept. And Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I'm going to start at the top and kind of jump around. In verse 1, you know, the title says a time for everything. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So it's a certain time for, you know, the Lord wants things to play out. How the things that he wants to go on will go. A time to be born and a time to die. So you have, you know, an expiration date, and then, you know, when your time is started, you know, for your judgment here upon earth, you know, that also starts too. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So you reap what you sow. So it's a time for that. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. So, you know, it's a time to kill. It's a time to heal. It's a time to break down. It's a time to build up. You know, you have opposites. You know, you have left and right, up and down, east and west, north and south. You know, it's an opposite, you know, like the kids nowadays say the op, but you have an opposition. Ezekiel 3 and 4. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. You know, we're living in a sorrowful time right now. When it's time for war, you know, you're not going to be up dancing. You know, you're not gonna be laughing, but the Lord did say we will laugh at your calamity. So once you're plagued, you know, by certain things that the Lord has put amongst you, hey, the prophets of the Lord is going to laugh at you. You know, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to utilize us to laugh at you. But the main point I wanted to get in Ecclesiastes is Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. A time to love and a time to hate. You know, you show forth love to your neighbor, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, your fellow Israelites, mainly those that are doing the work. But you show forth your love to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. A time to hate. So we hate what the Lord hates with a perfect hatred, as it says in Psalms. A time of war and a time of peace. So after war, therefore, there will bring peace. You know, and Lord willing, we'll be beamed up unto a chariot, you know, that fathership, you know, and we get those new bodies. But that was pretty much all that I had on this. You know, we're living in a time of war. You can see these nukes being on display. They're going to be shot off. As a matter of fact, let me grab this last one and I'm going to end it off on this. So we're living in beautiful times, brothers and sisters. We're almost out of here. Our salvation draweth nigh. 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So when Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you know, opens up those silos, you know, the right hand that bendeth the bow, you know, when he opens up those silos, and typically the right hand is the more dominant hand, typically the stronger hand. You know, most people are right-handed. You know, the Lord, you know, likes the right, you know, the righteous. You know, and then those arrows or that bow is going into those thermonuclear missiles, just like you see in the picture. You know, once those are shot off, hey, they're not going to miss their target. Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon, America is going to be utterly destroyed. It's going to be utterly wasted. It's going to be utterly laid desolate, you know, and that's what we're looking forward to. You know, we're looking to see the downfall of our enemy so we can rule the universe, you know, Earth, this galaxy, in righteousness. But that's all that I had on this. Lord willing, this was edifying. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. That's GMS. Peace and blessings to the Akim and a few Aquath across the four winds. Shalom and a Bob Abal.